Hi, I'm Gloria Tabi, an author, speaker, and I love inspiring her freedom. You're watching Trendy with Kim Allison.
Welcome to another episode of Trendy with Kim Allison. Today's conversation, you guys, is a special one. I'm joined by Gloria Tabi, all the way from Sydney, Australia. She is, you guys, a researcher, natural hair advocate, and author of Enough: How One Woman's Truth Became a Roadmap for Change. It's a very powerful book, you guys, about identity, beauty, and the moment a woman realizes she doesn't have to change one damn thing to belong. What a great way. Me here in the States, Gloria, it's a great way to close out Black History Month. Although I will tell you, it has been the quietest Black History Month I can remember in all of my years here. And I'm not even going to say the reason why, because this is not a political podcast and I hate it so much. I don't even want to talk about it. But anyway, Trendy Tribe, Gloria is here to talk to us about hair freedom, self acceptance, and the journey behind her story. Gloria, welcome to Trendy with Kim Allison. How are you?
I'm really good. How wonderful to be here, all the way from the land of the Oz. It is wonderful. And this is what I love about, Medium, being able to be here. It's the morning in Australia, Monday morning.
And
So yeah,
it's the evening here. And you guys, who is ready to be inspired today? I know I am. So whether it's your evening, whether it's your morning. So Gloria, let's get into this, okay? You describe first before I get into my first topic. Tell us where you're from. What's your origin story?
yeah, that question is actually interesting. I was born in Ghana, west coast of Africa, where a lot of slave trade took place, where my ancestors were taken into all parts, different parts of the world. We know that story, transatlantic slave trade. And I migrated to Australia many, many years ago. I have actually lived in Australia longer than I've lived in Ghana. So
Oh,
that's what I said.
really?
It's really interesting. I have lived
How
most
old
of
were
my
you when you moved to Sydney, Australia?
Australia, I was barely 20.
Oh, yeah. So you've been there for years and years and years. Okay.
And yes. And so when you get asked the question where you're from, I am truly an African woman, as you can see, but most of my growing adult experiences has been in Australia.
Oh, that's
And
beautiful. I plan to
yeah,
visit Australia someday. I really do. And we were
oh,
talking a little bit about off camera how every you were saying with Ghana. I was telling you how I have a friend who just literally came back from Ghana like 3 weeks ago. So
oh wow.
tell the audience how amazing Ghana is and that beautiful, just little excerpt you were able to give me to inspire me to visit Ghana.
Yeah. Well, I said to people who've never been to Africa, we hear a lot about all the negative throws about Africa, but at the heart of it, if you haven't been to Africa before, Ghana, I feel is your first destination to visit because it is relatively safe country. But not only that, because we were colonized by the British, English is our second language. And so if English is your speaking language, then it makes it easy to transition into Africa by visiting a country that speaks the language. And of course, the people are beautiful. My people are beautiful, and we welcome guests. And I was talking to you earlier. There's a place in Accra that I will share a link that people can book through Airbnb and stay. And it is truly a nice place to start your African experience. Food is good, language, as I said, and a lot of history and culture.
Yeah, my friend that went, she said, "I felt chills down my spine when I walked in and her girlfriend was from Ghana, is from Ghana, but living in the States. And she said her girlfriend introduced her as an American, and the guy said, "Welcome home." That's so cool. I just thought
That
that gave me
is
full
so cool.
chills. So, so cool.
Yeah,
All right,
we
Gloria, let's
love.
get into more of you. So, you describe years of performing perfection. What did that look like day to day?
Oh wow, where do I start? It started very young. So when I came to Australia, I soon discovered that Black women in all professional spaces that I look up to did not wear their natural hair. And that basically formed the basis of my adulthood. Like I said, I came here when I was quite, just passing the
Mhm.
teenage years. And so I felt in order to work in professional environment, I needed to perform perfection. I need to make sure my hair was slick. And in order to do that in Australia, where the Black African culture hasn't really grown. We are still relatively new um, group of migrant in the country. And so services around beauty and hair is very hard. Sometimes you have to go to someone else's house in your garage to get your hair done because salons don't cater for us. And so the easiest thing I could do as a young girl growing up in professional environment was to put a wig on my head. And for over 25 years, that is how I presented in professional spaces. And so when I talk about performing perfection, that's what I was doing. I was performing, we call it also code switching in order to feel accepted because everyone was doing it. I was an isolated case. Everyone was doing it. And that's how I lived my life for a very, very long time. In fact, until less than 2 years ago, it's just coming to my anniversary of since I took the wig off, and I said I've had enough.
Oh
So
yes,
that
and
that's
we're going to dive into that wig journey too. But let me circle back to something you said about black hair salons. So you're saying that you have to go almost to someone's house, kitchen, garage because they're not readily available even in 2026?
yes,
Really?
and it's actually really difficult thing to talk about because it's quite emotional to think that for a Black young girl in Australia living their life, going to work, sometimes we have to travel an hour, 2 hours in order to find someone to do our hair. And so compound that with racism and hair stigma, it leaves young people growing up in this country no choice but to put a wig on
Yeah,
in order
conform. Mhm.
to work in professional environment. We just don't have the services. We
Wow.
don't have it.
That's
Yeah.
interesting. I'm definitely going to kind of. I feel like I need to visit Australia and
Be
just
here.
ask
Come and
all
set
the
up.
questions and open up a hair salon. Who knows? I don't know.
Well,
We'll see, right?
I know, and we were talking earlier, we're very sort of close in age, and
Mhm.
that's what we might have to do. When
Yeah.
I've seen talking to Greg, I thought I need to speak to this woman because people don't understand in states. I mean, at least you have got the salons. We don't. Not salons that cater for our hair. So when you do find one, is astronomical the prices that they charge because it's not the norm. It's supply and demand is what we're talking about. And because we don't have, in terms of as a group, there's not a lot of us. And so then the services to cater for our needs, our hair needs, is very limited. And so it comes with a price tag.
Ballpark, what would you say? Like if I were to go in and get my hair blown out and flat ironed like it is now, what would that cost me?
I've never done that, so I won't be able to tell you the
So it's
price, but
either you're either natural or wigs. Is that what you're saying
that's
primarily in the
right.
black community? Because I see when I watch shows with black women, African women who are in the UK, so for example, I've never seen one wear their natural hair ever.
Yeah. No. And this is the thing.
They always have a
And
wig on.
I can't wait to get there. So in order to do, those flat iron, which I have never done, I think you'd be looking at Australian dollars, at least 150, $200 as the starting point. Minimum.
Wow. I'm
Minimum.
gobsmacked. Really?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Because there's not a lot of salons train to do our hair, and this is the issues actually that my platform, which we will talk about later on, Enable Women Africa, is trying to do, is that this is ridiculous. Kids growing up, young girls, don't have to spend a lot of their earnings in order to maintain their hair, because the hairdressers in our system are not trained to manage coily hair. So specialists, they're very small that can do our hair.
Wow. I am blown away by that. You know, as a hairdresser, back to what we were talking about, I see women, of course, in my chair going through all the different stages, you know, and the ones who were where you were before, right? Trying to fix themselves through their hair. Like they literally try to, it becomes their entire identity. Like, oh God, I got to be long. It can't be too short. It can't have
Yes.
one kink anywhere. Make sure it's bone straight. Make sure you know what I mean. It's like, did you
Yes.
ever, you know, even with your limited resources to care for your hair, did you ever feel that pressure over your way?
Oh my goodness, pressure. The pressure is enormous. Like you said earlier, any black women that you've seen on media are wearing wigs. So
Yeah,
you
and do
become
you feel though that it's there? It becomes your identity that you have
it,
lost. Some of us
your
we can.
Africanness.
There you go.
You have lost your Africanness. That's actually what I'm trying to say. So in Australia, we call ourselves a multicultural country, which that means that there's a lot of cultures that come
Hmm.
to settle here in Australia. You have Asians, you have Indians, Lebanese, and a whole group of people. Africans are the only group of migrants in Australia where our young girls have to change their hair in how they are born in order to go to school, in order to go to work. And it's taken me years, as we were talking, we are not young, to say, no more. This is ridiculous. We are Africans. Our hair are coily. That's how God has made us. Why do we have to change this state, the physiology of our hair, in order for our kids to go to school? And as you know, Kim, it's expensive
Yes.
to keep these appearances.
Yes.
It is, it's socially, economically, environmentally very impactful. And that's what our kids live, because there's these expectations that our hair is not professional enough, that our hair is distracting, our hair is ugly. So this stigma forces the kids in enormous death and time. They sit there for 8 hours putting fake extensions in their hair, plaiting, or any form that changes the physiology of their hair in order to go to school. If you stand in front of high school or secondary school, that's what you call it in
Yeah.
states,
Hmm.
and you look at the kids going to school in that age, which is around 13 to 17 years old, is very rare to see young girls, young Black girls going to school in their natural hair. And that
Oh,
should cause all of us to shiver
oh,
at that age, very impressionable age. They don't wear their natural hair. And why is that?
oh,
Why is
that just breaks my heart, you know? Oh my god, I wish we
Mm,
could spend I mean, I can literally do a whole episode on that. Let's dive into, though, your your wig era, right? You said that you just one day said, "I gotta get out of this wig." What did removing that wig represent for you emotionally? Not just physically take the wig off, but what did that do for you emotionally?
yeah. Well, the wig was an armor. So I will have the wig sitting on a mountain piece, basically, and I'll get ready, go over there, pick the wig, and put the wig on before I stepped out. And this is what I did for over 25 years. Nobody outside my family saw me without a wig outside. And so removing it, it was almost like I was explaining it to a friend. I felt naked. I
Yeah.
really did. I felt like I was naked going outside. And the first, it wasn't easy. I mean, there's a whole episode we can do about how I came into that decision, the catalyst. But I remember sitting in my car in the early days when I took it off and being afraid of a 50-year-old woman sitting in my car, being afraid to walk out of my car to go to the grocery, the shopping center, to go and buy, I
Isn't
think it
that
was milk or
crazy?
bread. It is crazy. And this is how we've been conditioned. I did not want people to see me without the wig. I was scared. And I'm telling you now on the in the air, in the episode, that I was a grown-up woman scared to step out of my car to go to the shop.
I bet so many women relate to that, you know, because you can tell by the condition of their natural hair that it's an afterthought. They don't care about their natural hair because it'll never be seen publicly, right?
That's
So
right.
they're like, well, whatever. You know, it's plaited. It's been plaited for like weeks. I mean, sometimes you never know. They're not conditioning it. They don't care about thinning, nothing,
No,
because I'm gonna put that bust down on. I'm gonna glue it down. I'm gonna, you know, put
put
that
the
wig
lace
on.
front on.
Yes, and you wear it like a hat. You
Yes.
know,
And
and I always
nobody ever going to see it. The sun will never
never
see
see
my
it. Your
scalp.
scalp.
No,
Oh my
no.
god,
And
that is
so
incredible. What do you think, Gloria, do people misunderstand most about the journey of natural hair, right? Because to your point, terrified to confident with this fake hair on your head, terrified to be your actual natural self with your hair, right?
that's right.
What do
That's
you
right.
think people misunderstand, you know, that literally they just do not get? Because somebody's watching going, "Really?" I mean, how could
It's just
anyone
hair.
you know what I'm saying?
Yes. And often they will say this, and it really upset me when they say things like, but it's just a hair.
Mhm.
So I move between the black and the white circles. Half my family are white by marriage. And so, I'm speaking to you not just a black woman with an experiences that just the black experience. I also know how white people think because I've lived with them for over 30 years of my life.
Mhm.
My
So
kids,
you're to clarify, your husband's white.
my husband is white,
Okay.
my kids are mixed.
Okay.
And so I move between the white and black circles. I've
Mhm.
done this over 30 years.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, they still do not understand the hair story of a black woman. I'm telling you, they don't. Because they really think that it's hair. And why would you be worried about what someone thinks about your hair? And why can't you wake up and show up in your natural hair? Why are you making a big deal about it? And so this is what, as a race researcher, I help people to pause and think about the many years of conditioning
Yep.
us and convincing us that our hair isn't good enough.
Yep.
And that conditioning is what perpetuate the problem from generation to generation. So I decided to stop that cycle in my lifetime. And that has only happened less than 2 years ago, and I'm over 50 years old. And so I have enormous compassion for our young people. It's not an easy thing to do. So for me, with my advocacy, I don't tell Black women what to do with their hair. Let me make that clear.
Yeah.
I do not tell Black women what to do with their hair.
Mm-hmm.
What I do, and I will do it to the day I croak it,
Yep.
is that I will continue to challenge systemic racism, leaders, to change the way society see Black women's hair, because that's where the problem is. The problem is not Black women and self-confidence or self-esteem, because if that was the case, Michelle Obama, who is one of the most powerful, confident, self-assured Black women on the planet, wears a wig. And we should ask the question, why does she wear a wig? Because of societal pressures and conditioning. It's not about confidence. So I don't talk about empowering our girls or helping them with confidence. We have enough confidence.
Yes, we do.
The
Period.
problem we
Point
have,
blank.
I was just going to say, the problem that we have, and this is really important, it's not about confidence. It's not about self worth. It's about systemic racism. And that's what needs to stop. We need to make sure that the media is having women with natural hair coming on stages and television to help our young girls to see that it is normal to wear natural hair. At the moment, it's not. And so we can spend a lot of time talking about empowerment and confidence building in our community. But you go out there and no one wants to employ you. And there's research
Yeah.
that backs this.
Yeah.
Research tells us that Black women with natural hair are less likely to be employed or promoted. And that's where we need to change. We need to change societal ideas about womanhood. Who is woman? Who is pretty? Who is beautiful? And that's what needs to change, not changing Black women. So I find that repulsive when people talk about, maybe they don't have confidence and things like that. It's more than that. Yes, of
100%. Yeah,
yeah, more
100%.
than that.
And if it makes you feel any better, we've surpassed that here in the United States. There are natural haired women all over the TV screen. In every show,
Oh, wow.
on the news, the morning show. Good, there. Natural hair is in the building in the States for sure. But I want to circle back
That's
really quick
beautiful.
to make a couple of comments on what you said about family not understanding, like, what's the big deal, blah blah blah. I mean, I'm married to, my husband's Asian. Yeah, we have different cultural backgrounds. Definitely our hair texture is different, right? And I always say, you're not the one that walks around in this body. I am. So I don't expect you to understand anything that I go through. Just like I don't understand what it is to walk around in an Asian man's body, right? And the other
Mhm,
thing is, we talk about that shame, and to your point, empowering women and not shaming people for however they choose to wear their hair, because that does go both ways. To
mhm,
say that I am freeing myself of straightening and wigs does not suggest that you have to free yourself, do whatever you want to do. You just want it to be okay. Either way, you want freedom, period.
That's
Do whatever
that's
you want to
period.
do. Yeah. You know what still surprises me? How many stylists tell me they've never heard of Virtue Lab products. I found Virtue back in 2017 at a hair show, and I've been hooked ever since. I use it on myself, like this beautiful flourish right here. It's their hair thinning line. There's a full system. There's a shampoo, there's a conditioner, there's the density booster, one that's drug free, and the other one that has minoxidil in it, which is amazing, you guys. If you haven't tried these products, please do. And it's one of the lines I actually stand behind as a professional. Here's why it's different. Virtue is the only hair care line in the world that uses human derived keratin called alpha keratin 60 KU. Because it's human derived, your body recognizes it as its own and actually accepts it. We all want products that truly heal and repair hair, right? Not just make it shiny for a day. Virtue does that. It literally fills in the cracks in the damaged areas, strand by strand. So, you guys, trust me. You'll see results after one use, but after 5 washes, honey bunny, the hair will feel like a completely different head of hair. Soft, strong, and actually healthy. So if you're ready to stop masking damage and start repairing it, I know you're ready. Shop Virtue through my link today in the description. Support the show, support your hair. You'll thank me later. Bye. Let's jump into this next topic, because I think that what you're doing is so important, and so many women need to hear this. I can't even get the thoughts out of my mouth. I'm so excited. I love these conversations. But Gloria, do you think women are finally moving towards self-acceptance though? I mean, do you think, cuz you are a trailblazer in Australia, because you took the
Mhm.
wig off. So if you're saying that the culture hasn't shifted yet for you, you could possibly be in a room full of 100 Black women and be the only one without a wig, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. So, do you feel though that women are they at least talking about being tired, or are they still conformed?
It's such a powerful question, and I think it makes this conversation really powerful, and
Mhm.
sometimes it's uncomfortable because hair carries emotion.
Mhm.
It's not just a technique or a preference, it's history, it's
Mhm.
culture, it's memory. And I find it really, it's like I'm walking on fine line with this hair thing, because I embodied the shame for so many years that I get my Black people who are still to today makes um sometimes you probably, I was saying excuses, but it's more the conditioning and being convinced, so deeply internalized racism, that their hair is so bad that even yesterday I was on a walk and someone was telling me, but I can't possibly wake up and go anywhere with my natural hair. Like, I just couldn't do it. And then I asked them, but why? Oh, because it's not in its natural state. And that really touched me, because that's how I used to think too. And so it's a process. It's not going to happen overnight. But if we keep this conversation going and we keep showing up as, the elders in our natural hair, so what we are doing is actually showing the younger generation what's possible.
Yeah.
I've had women contact me and say, Gloria, I didn't just change my hair in terms of embracing my hair, I also stopped coloring my hair.
Mm.
So I said, I'm going gray, I'm getting, showing my age, and
100% natural.
and I'm not going to also color my hair because
Okay.
I'm also tired of this idea that, women have to get rid of grays in order to survive, while men can be gray and foxes. And so I
And
also
bald.
decided, that's right, I decided not to color my hair. And so this woman was saying, there are a lot of young girls watching you, Gloria,
Yeah.
even though the wig hasn't come off yet. It's lovely to see you. And so this is what I'm hoping, that the older ones will catch on to this idea and really start embracing their hair, because it is wonderful. It saves a lot of time. People might not realize it, but also money.
Oh my
It
gosh,
saves
yes.
a lot
And
of
I
money.
think 2020 kind of forced people to embrace their gray hair for a while, and some just never went back to hair color.
That's,
I wasn't one of
that's the
them.
silver lining for the COVID times, wasn't it?
Yes, it definitely. And for me, as a hairdresser, I see women at all different stages in their journey. Me personally, I am not in my gray hair era. Nor will I ever. I don't know when I will be, but right now I'm not feeling my gray hair. So I'm like, nope, nope. And every time I try, I'm like, nope, not ready. Nope, not
Yeah,
ready.
and that's fine.
Yeah.
And that's why my tagline is inspiring her freedom. Because we actually don't care the hair that you choose to wear. What we care about is systems being changed to catch up with who we are.
And you perfectly have articulated everything to lead me to segue into your book, which I think is amazing. And now we all know why you named it Enough, all caps, ENOUGH, enough.
I've had enough.
So, Gloria, who did you write this book for? The women,
Oh,
the woman you are now, or the
mhm.
women you meet now? Like, who did you write this book for initially?
I wrote enough first and foremost for myself, because I came to a point in my life where I felt so strongly that who I am was enough. In fact, I said it to myself. I said it in a mirror as I was looking at myself. And that was actually the beginning of writing that book. I've had enough. And when you see me, you can see the gray, the coily hair twisted. I've had enough. The way that my God has made me, I'm made in his image. I am enough. He does not make mistakes. And I had enough. And so it was my own declaration of reclaiming my womanness, how God has made me that. I have spent years squashing down, years performing perfection, years hiding under wigs, that I had enough. But then I didn't want it to be just my own liberation and transformation, which I could have easily done, stay and be powerful for myself. And
Mhm.
I thought, no, 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 no. This is bigger than me. I want this to be a decoration for other young Black women who can catch on that fire of transformation for themselves.
Yes,
And most importantly, for the next generation, for younger people
exactly.
who I
Same,
love.
same. What do
And
you wish,
my,
Gloria, when you were actually a young girl? What do you wish what truth do you wish somebody had told you, like, earlier on?
this question is so important,
Yes.
Kim. I can't begin to tell you. I've got my youngest child is a girl and she's 20. That age is similar to the age I left Ghana to travel and make the journey to Australia.
Mhm.
Had I seen a woman like me, have I seen women in professional spaces like me, with hair coily twisted like me, I would never have gone into the painful journey of hiding who I am for so long. And this were like the most impressionable, powerful times
Yeah.
of our lives that we will never get back.
Yep.
You will never get back the years of late 20s to early 40s. And I spent that entire time of my life under a wig.
Yeah.
And this is why I am the way I am, because even if one girl sees me and they take the wig off in those impressionable years,
Isn't that
my work,
amazing? And
my work is
I want to circle back to from something we were talking about earlier on when you first released the wig. Give me real quick, like walk us through that day. So you take off the wig. You're exposed now. You're the emperor with no clothes, right? And you walk outside and you're like, "Oh shit. I'm barren. I am in my full me." Like, and you feel like you have imposter syndrome, I'm sure.
oh
You feel like everybody's staring at you is what I envision. But what was that
yes.
first initial walk out of the door without the wig after years and years and years? How did that day go?
One word:
Yes.
freedom.
Ah, yes.
The day I took the wig off and really embrace and step outside, it's like a big weight had been lifted off me. It is surreal. It's really hard to articulate it. Like, not a single person had ever seen me outside with my natural hair for all that time in Australia. And now I walk out and I don't have this thing on my head.
So where
I
did you
feel
go?
light.
You
It's
walked
like I
outside
can
of your
float.
house. You walked outside of your house without your wig. Where did you go that day? Did you go straight to work? Did you stop at the coffee store? Did you and when you did, were people like, "Whoa, oh my gosh, like who are you?" And what happened that day? I want to know.
uh, it's interesting. It wasn't anything special that day. It was just walking to my own grocery shop in my neighborhood. I had people stop. Like, I felt the load being weight lifted. I felt a huge burden gone. The freedom, like that word freedom, it is very hard to articulate what it embodies. You feel light. There's lightness in your walking. You feel tall. I felt my scalp could breathe. And as I walk into my local shop, to my surprise, even though I still felt a little bit insecure about what I'm doing and the nakedness of it all. But to my surprise, people were saying to me, "Oh, wow, Gloria, look at your hair. Look at the color. Is that dyed? Is that your natural color?" I say, "Yes." And people that never spoke to me that way stopped and talked to me. Even those times when I was wearing the most expensive Brazilian wig, nobody stopped and talked to me that way. And even when I'm out with my husband, he is saying, "Whoa, what's going on?" People are stopping and talking to me on the street since I've gone natural. And this is what I'm trying to tell Black women and girls: go natural, sister, because they see the lightness in you, they see the power in your eyes, they see you as claiming your humanness. And no one can deny that, because there's this special confidence that comes with wearing your natural hair. It's saying to the world, here I am.
That's
This
right.
is how I'm made, and I'm comfortable. coming out like this. And
Yeah,
so
it's your uniqueness. It's what sets you apart. Like not two natural hair girls' hair is the same, even.
that's
You know?
that's
And and to your point, just feeling so free and being so scared, and then you get to the other side and you're like, why didn't I do this sooner?
that's the question I ask myself. And this is the agency when I'm talking to young Black girls, is that don't wait till you're 50 like me. Don't
Mhm.
wait that long. The power is now. And your life is going to be so different and
Mhm.
so powerful that
Mhm.
for working in who you are, I mean, that's one of the most liberated thing you could ever do.
Mhm.
You know, our ancestors did not fight for freedom for us to then go around and put a wig on like the oppressor. Like when you think about all of that, it's quite huge. And when I
Yeah.
was young, I wasn't thinking that. And I guess, it comes with age. And that's what I'm saying. I have a lot of compassion for our young people who are still, I mean, I've got quite a lot of young people who I work and mentor with
Yeah.
who are saying, I love what you do, but I can't take my wig off yet. I still walk with them because I get it. I was once like them. And so, it takes time, but we need to keep this conversation going.
Absolutely. And you also, in closing, before we get into some lighter notes and game playing, you also have a foundation, right?
Yes, I do.
Tell
And
us about
so
your foundation.
please, I love to tell you a bit about it. So, when I took the wig off, like I said, it could have been a personal liberation, transformation for myself. But as a race researcher, I saw a bigger vision, which is to have a platform to show leaders how this problem persists and what can be done about it.
Yeah.
And so that's how Enable Women Africa has started. It's been less than 12 months, but we are making quite, big moves. We've already made a visit to our parliament to bring the issue of hair discrimination to our ministers. Another thing that we've done is to encourage the anti discrimination legislation to insert hair discrimination as a type of discrimination in the law. And we have presented a submission for that, a bit similar to the crowns are in US. So we don't have anything like that in Australia. So those are the things that we are working under Enable Women Africa, inspiring her freedom. And that's our tagline. Inspiring her freedom means helping people to feel safe, confident within themselves in whatever hair they choose to present in the world, and proud to wear their natural hair, the hair that grows out of their own scalp without fear, apology, or pressure to change it. And so that's what we are doing. And we love people to come on board and learn about what we are doing because it's been hundreds and hundreds of years of this conditioning. It's not going to stop overnight. But if we come together and support the cause, we will be able to touch and reach many young girls before they become, long-term wig wearing.
Yeah, yeah, and wigs, from a stylist perspective, I always say with the wig because I went through my own crazy hair story and ended up in wigs by misfortune. I always say you should wear a wig by choice, not by misfortune. If you want to change your hair color for the day or for the night, you've got like a vibe going on, go for it, girl. But to your point, the oppressive part of it where you feel
Mm.
stuck in it and you really don't have an option because the wig is your hairstyle. Well,
That's right.
that's a different set of standards, right? So it's
Mhm.
like you really should choose to put the wig on at the end of the day. Yeah, and I believe I hear that's what you're advocating. So I think that is amazing what you're doing. And trendy listeners, I will put every single detail about this amazing woman in the show notes. We're going to list her book, her foundation, her Instagram handles, all the things. But Gloria, nobody gets out of here without playing my games.
Before we get to your games, can I just share a couple of things about Enable Women Africa that is
1000%. That's why you're here. Yes,
because I
absolutely.
really love listeners to really know that Enable Women Africa really can go on and do this work with help of all of us.
Mhm.
You know, it's not something that one person can bring about, a change that has happened over centuries. So here
Mhm.
isn't just what grows out of our heads, it holds history, it holds healing, our humanity,
Mhm.
because it's also saying to the world the way that we've been made, there's nothing wrong with us
Yeah.
for us wearing our hair. So when we stop sort of arguing and debating about
Yeah.
hair and start listening to the deeper meaning to do with our natural hair, that's where transformation happens. So in Sydney this year, we are gathering very first time Hair Freedom Expo and Gala for the first time
Ooh.
in September. So if you want to come, start preparing. And it's the first hair expo in Australia that is going to be celebrating coily, curly, and kinky hair.
What
It's the
dates? What are the dates?
it's the 19th of September
Okay. Okay, I'll put
this year.
that definitely in the show notes as well,
And
this gala.
so we need sponsors, we need show bags. So all hairdressing industries out there, if you really care about Black movement, our transformation, our young girls, please reach out to me and support this in whatever shape or form. We want um, suppliers, product suppliers, to have tables at the expo and showcasing hairstylists to come and give tips about how we keep natural hair, because this is how we can actually support the next generation. So the expo is about celebrating coily, curly, and kinky hair, powerful celebration of Black women and girls, our hair, identity, and culture, the freedom to show up as who we truly are. And so I thought I would just share that with your
Oh my
listeners.
gosh, that was huge. That was huge. I am so excited for that. If there is a way
This
that
could
I
be your
can
Sydney
yes,
trip.
if I could get there, I come hell or high waters. If I can, I will get there. And in fact,
Please,
I
let's
can
keep
already
talking. I want you there. I want you there with your table and oh gosh, you are a hairstylist,
yeah.
not just a podcaster.
Yep.
You're coming.
Yeah, yes. And then
Well,
I have other hairstylist friends. I mean, we could all rally together and come up with
and
something
come.
amazing. And so
Let's try
September
and get sponsors to get you here.
yeah, and even Black women. I have friends who are in the natural hair community who advocate. Yeah, I have a girlfriend. She goes by Shelly.v.24/7, and she is a curly hair influencer. Yeah, so
Oh my goodness, can you get all this information across? Because we are a grassroots platform. We really don't have the resources. What we are doing is bigger than ourselves. We've been around less than a year, mind you. Less than a year. My hair has been like this less than 2 years. And in that time, the speed how we've worked with this foundation is incredible. The volunteers, if you go to our website, www.enablewomenafrica.com, people give their time. They can see the importance of our girls and their humanity in the world. People are donating and giving their time. So come and be part of it. We are open. This event can be your event. If you want to promote something or do something at the Expo, please reach out. Come and do it. We want more natural hairstylists coming and giving tips to our young girls how to do their hair so they can embrace their natural hair. We
I
need you.
love it. I love it. Oh my God. We were so meant to be. We were so meant to meet. We were meant to be
Thanks,
and meant to meet, you
thanks to
know.
Greg. No, Greg,
We belong
it's
in this
because of
world along
him.
with our hair. No, I know so many powerful women. I cannot wait to go get on my bullhorn and spread the word here in the States. I have
I'll
a
send you a concept of the
yes,
expo so that you get
give
some
me the
information.
deck. Yeah, send me the
Mhm.
deck, and then I will make sure literally it gets into hands of everyone I know that I believe can help. So
Okay. Thank you. Thank
yes,
you.
you're welcome. Oh my God, Gloria, you are a light. You are a light and
Oh,
you are a joy. And I am so grateful that you reached out to me to come on this podcast because this is what this is all about sharing, helping. It's for hairdresser, client, and hair enthusiast in one conversation. That's what this podcast is. And we embodied that today. And so I appreciate you. All
thank
right,
you.
Gloria, let's wrap this up real quick. Are you ready for
Yes,
my
I'm
rapid
ready.
fire? Okay.
Oh,
You have 60 seconds, but I don't think I even have my phone handy. So I'm just going to rattle them off. And so you got to give me quick answers. Very
okay.
quick. All right. You ready? Natural hair on vacation, protective style or free curls? Which one?
Ooh, free curls.
One beauty rule you happily broke.
Oh, oh gosh. What have I broken? Probably to do with my skincare.
Perfect.
I'm terrible.
Song that matches your hair energy right now.
Oh, Gloria, Gloria, in capital letters.
Hey, book writing, healing or hard?
Healing.
Silk pillowcase, yes or no?
Oh, yes.
Your go to self confidence ritual.
Oh, that would be oh gosh, Lauren Hay. I think that's her name. She has affirmations,
Perfect.
I
Perfect.
am this, I am
Love
that.
it. Sydney weather, humidity hero product. What is your humidity hero product in Sydney? If you have one, because it looks like you just
Oh,
are all natural, locked.
I do
Which
actually.
one is it?
And it is Clever Curl. Have you come across that product?
I have not, but we'll talk about that right after this. Word that
Yeah.
describes your younger self.
Oh,
One word.
oh wow. Kind.
Word that describes you today.
Authenticity.
And lastly, finish this sentence. Enough means.
Being who you are without apology.
Love it. You did it. Now, woohoo. All right, Gloria, where can once again our audience find you?
You can find Gloria at www.enablewomenafrica.com. You can find me there or here on Instagram where we met, Gloria Binks. You can also find the work I do via EWA, which is Enable Women Africa, Inspiring Her Freedom. So all that those places you can find me. I do have a platform on LinkedIn, which is Gloria Tabi. And a lot of my work over the years, where most of my followers are actually on LinkedIn. I've started using Instagram about 2 years ago. So if you want to know anything about me, it's actually via LinkedIn at Gloria Tabi. And my work, my books, and all of those things will be there.
Oh, amazing. And for those listeners and followers of the show, you can find me at Trendy W Kim Allison. Follow us on YouTube, Trendy_Kim Allison. And wherever you listen to your podcast, same thing, Trendy with Kim Allison. You guys remember those 5-star reviews really do help if you're listening. That subscribe button, comment, all the likes, follows, it all helps the show. All righty, as we wrap, this was such a great way to close out Black History Month. These conversations, so inspiring, so necessary, and so much information in this that you're going to have to watch this twice. All right, you guys. Gloria, I will see you very soon, I have a feeling.
I hope so. Thank you so much for this opportunity to meet you. Yeah, thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye.